Good morning, everyone. Today we will start our first lesson, um, place value and patterns. Okay, so in this lesson we will find the relationship between the digits. Okay, so how I will describe the digits and by using base 10 blocks. So we will start with this one. I will make it closer for you. Look, he told me that you have to use base 10 blocks to describe the digits by using this small cube. So this small cube is the description or represents the ones digit. So this small cube is the description for 1. If this small cubes, you take 10 of these small cubes and put it over each other, so it will make one long. So this long is the description for tens digit, because one long consists of 10 small cubes. And the description for hundredths digit is flat. So flat consists of 10 longs, okay, beside each other. They make one flat and it will describe the hundredths digit. So, and this large cube is the description for thousandths digit. And the large cube consists of 10 flats, okay, behind each other to make one large cube. So each one of this digit is 10 times the, okay, I will so each digit here, the relationship between this digit and the digit before it told me that this digit is 10 times is 10 times one's digit. That means long is 10 times a small cube. Also hundredths, the flat is 10 times as much as long. And also thousands is 10 times as much as hundredths. Okay, so this is the relationship between each digit and the digit before it. What about the digit and the digit after it? What is the relationship? So look at this small cube. This small cube is one part of 10 parts in the long. So the relationship between small cube and the long after it told me that each one small cube is one part of 10 parts. This thing will remember you about fraction. So one part, that's mean 1 over 10. One part of 10 parts, okay? And also long is one part of 10 parts from the flat. So the relationship between long and flat is 1 over 10. What about flat and large cube? Flat is one part of 10 parts from the large cube. So the relationship is 1 over 10 also. Okay? So each digit like this one, you have to understand the relationship between this digit and the digit before it and the digit after it. So any digit will be 10 times the digit before it and 1 over 10 from the digit after it. Okay, now let's solve this page. This page, the long is missing number times as much as the small cube. Look, the long is greater than small cube by 10 times. Okay, so the long is 10 times as much as. This means bigger than, okay, by 10. Now the flat is a missing number times as much as the long. Look, the flat is greater than long by what? As I said here, by 10 times. Also, the large cube is missing number times as much as the flat. Also, the relationship between large cube and the flat told me that large cube is greater than flat by 10 times. So it will be also 10. Also, continue with B exercise. Now we will find the relationship between flat and large cube. So I told you flat and large cube. Flat is 1 part of 10 parts from the large cube. That's mean 1 over 10. And also the log is a missing number of the flat. Of the flat, that's mean the log is 1 part. Look here in the chart, 1 part of 10 parts. That's mean 1 over 10. And the small cube is 1 part of 10 parts from the long, so it will be 1 over 10. Now let's continue on page 6 here, page 6, and let's continue with this chart, and I want you to find the relationship between these 3 and the number before it and number after it. So if I find the relationship between the number before it, okay, this 3 will be, okay, the number here 1000 is 10 times that the hundreds, as he said, and this tens is 1 over 10 from this 300. So the number, if I want to move this 3 to the 1000s, so I have to multiply it by what? By 10. That's right, because this number is bigger than this number, or this digit is bigger than this digit by 10 times. So this one will be 3000 if I move it to 1000s, and if you move it to tens digit, so you have to divide it on 10. Why? Because this digit is smaller than hundreds by 10. So it will be 1 over 10 300s. That means you have to remove 1 0 from here. It will be 30. So here you will write 3000s is 10 times as much as 300s, and 30 here is 1 over 10 from 300s. Okay, let's see this chart. In this chart, I want you to find the number that is 10 times as much as this number, and then you will find the number that's 1 over 10 of this number. That's mean in the first column here you have to multiply by 10, and in the second column you have to divide on 10. Okay, so let's start. 10 multiply 10, the answer will be 100. So this number is as much as, or 10 times as much as 10, and here you have to divide 10 on 10, the answer will be 1. Now 70, you have to multiply it by 10 to find the number that 10 times as much as, it will be 700. Okay, and then you have to divide it 70 on 10, the answer will be 7. Now what about 9,000s? 9,000s, first you have to multiply it by 10, so you have to put another 0 here, it will be 90,000s. Okay, and then you have to divide it on 10, so you have to remove 1 0, so it will be 900s. Okay, now let's continue with page 7. This is page 7, and the first exercise, he told me that you have to complete the sentences. Okay, so let's start with the first one. 500 is 10 times as much as any number. So here he gave me the bigger number or the greater number. I want you to find the smaller number. Which number that I will be, or 500 will be 10 times as much as? To find it, you have to divide 500 on 10, so it will be 50. Okay, now what about number 2? Number 2, 2 or 20,000 is 1 over 10 of which number? So here you will have the smaller number. Okay, the smaller one. I want you to find the greater one, because 1 over 10 give me the smaller number. So which number is will be 2000 is 1 over 10 of this number. Okay, to find it you have here to multiply by 10. Okay, to find the greater number. So it will be 2 or 200,000. Okay. Now number 3. 900 is 1 over 10 of any number. So here I have the smaller number also. Okay, the smaller number, to find the greater number you have to multiply by what? By 10 also. So 900 multiply 10, it will be 9,000. Okay, now let's see number 4. Number 4, 600 is 10 times as much as. So here when we see this exercise, you have the greater number or bigger number. So to find the smaller one, you have to divide this number by 10. So it will be 60. Okay, so this is the opposite the exercise that we solve from page 6. Okay, now I will solve this chart for you only. No need to solve this one because we have the same idea. So I will solve only this one. Okay, and the exercises here. Let's start with number 5. The same thing that we solved on page 7, on page 6, sorry. So in this chart you have to find first the number that is 10 times as much as this number, then the number that is 1 over 10 of this number. So in the first column you have to multiply by 10, and in the second one you have to divide it on 10. Okay, so 10 multiply 10 equals 100. Very easy. Now 10 divided 10 equals 1. Okay, now 3,000 multiply 10, it will be 30,000. Okay, how you will multiply from the last year? You will multiply 3 by 1 and put the zeros next to the number, so it will be 30,000. Don't forget the comma. Now 3,000 divided on 10, you have to remove 1 0 from this 3,000, it will be 300. Okay, now number 7, 800 multiply 10, it will be 88,000, and if you divided it on 10, it will be 80. Okay, now 50 multiply 10, it will be 500, and 50 divided on 10, it will be 5. Okay, let's now complete these sentences. Now I want you to find the relationship between these two numbers. So he told me that the sentences you have to complete it with 100 or 1000. So the answer will be from these two numbers only. There is no more answers. Now let's start. 200 is a missing number times as much as 2. So let's see here. To find the relationship between 200s and 2, you have to find the difference between the zeros. So here there is no zeros, and here there is 2 zeros. So the difference between them is 2 zeros. That's mean 2 zeros. That's mean 100. Okay. Number 14. 4,000 is missing number times as much as 4. The difference between the zeros. Okay, there is no zeros right here in 4. There is 3 zeros in 4,000. So the difference between them is 3 zeros. 3 zeros means 1,000. Okay, now number 15. 700,000 missing number times as much as 700. So the difference between zeros, there is 2 zeros here, there is 5 zeros, or yes, 5 zeros here. The difference between 5 and 2 is 3. 3 zeros means 1,000. Okay, now number 16. 600 is missing number times as much as 6. Let's see that difference between zeros. It will be 2 zeros only. 2 zeros means 100. So this is how you will solve this exercise. I hope that you understand it very well, and thank you.